Ask yourself one question. Am I a doer or a dabbler? Marketers are doers. They want to sell online and make a profit doing it. Marketers say they make it hard at times, but it's possible. Dabblers say it may be possible, but it's too hard. Marketers have proven plans and frameworks. Dabblers have excuses. Marketers see possibilities. Dabblers see problems. Marketers make it happen. Dabblers let it happen. Marketers sell on Launchcard. Dabblers exist on other platforms. Which are you, a marketer or a dabbler? I am a marketer.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Hey, are you a marketer or a dabbler? Go ahead and let me know in that chat box, and that let me know that you can hear me. Let me know where you're listening in from, and we're going to get started here any minute now, but I want to say hello to everybody. I see, look at this. Good evening from France. Mr. I love it. I love it. Just thank you very much. And there's Alvin coming in. David's coming in. We appreciate you guys. Let me know where you guys are coming in from and listening at, tuning in from. You can hear me okay. See these new comments. There we go. Joel, what's going on, Joel? Come on.
Nope.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Now I can.
Testing. All right. Yeah. So I don't know what I literally done 1,000 of these, and I don't know what's going on with my that's weird. Okay, I'm back. All right. So I got Greg on the. I was just basically bragging about having wicked smart friends and how blessed I am to have guys like Greg that I've known for it's like over 20 years now, Greg.
It really is. Can you believe that?
I know, it's incredible. It's incredible. So anyway, with that being said, Greg is going to share with us something very innovative, very unique. I've never heard anybody talk about this. This is so unique. It's so different. And I got to say, I love it because it involves Amazon, who gives you free traffic. And this isn't like any Amazon thing you've ever seen before. I've been on all the Amazon things. I know Jason Fladlin, the king of, what he did with his Amazon stuff. This is different. And Greg, I'm just go ahead and let you take it away. So go ahead and dive right in and take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, let me ask, do I have your guys' permission to fire you up and show you something unique, so different, yet it's been under your nose all along? Do I have your permission? Okay, look at all those yeses. I do. All right, cool. So let's start today. First of all, Greg, I got to say that's probably one of the best intros I've ever seen in any webinar I have done. So Absolutely love it. And guys, congratulations to you for being here and taking action and learning some new things and willing to improve your craft, which is internet marketing. So what are we going to be talking about today? A new untapped way to build an online business by leveraging $1 billion industry that none of your competitors are thinking about, yet it's been directly under your nose all along. So I need your attention. Turn off your cell phones. Please turn off Facebook, because look, the next 90 minutes just may change your life. I think when you see what I'm about to show you, you probably won't sleep tonight. So who am I? For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm one of the OGs. Greg is one of the OGs. I had a corporate job, and in 1997, I had a boss tell me, when I tell you to do something, you do it. So at that moment, I realized I was unemployable. I didn't go to college to have some guy tell me, when I tell you to do something, you do it. So I quit my corporate job. I was dropping my boss off at the airport. He said something to me at that particular day, and he was getting out the car, and I said, you know what? I quit. I'm going to start a business on this internet thing everybody keeps talking about. So I had to go home and tell my wife that we no longer have a corporate car. I got to find a job. We're going to move in with her mom. I'm going to start a business, and you're no longer a stay-at-home mom. That was all in one conversation. Needless to say, I was on the couch for a good bit of while. So what ended up happening? So I started my coaching and consulting business, helping local businesses get on the internet. I was building websites and coaching and consulting local businesses. Then around 2002, I decided, let me start selling online. The only reason I wanted to sell online was to get more web design clients, because I would be able to say, hey, why work with that designer? They don't sell anything. I understand what your problems are, so hire me. Well, funny thing happened is I got really good at selling online. Since then, I've sold about 150,000 units online. And that's actual 150,000 customers. And I've done that without affiliates. And if I include affiliates, I'm probably in the neighborhood of 175,000. So yes, I do understand a thing or two about how to sell online. I've worked with some of the most brilliant people out there, Greg Ryder, Armin Morin, Jim Edwards. I mean, these are people that I've worked with over the years. So around 2003 was the first time I got invited to come speak at a seminar, and they wanted me to come and show what I was doing online. And so since then, I've become an internationally recognized speaker on wealth creation. I've spoken all over the globe, from UK, United States, Singapore, Malaysia, Jamaica, and all over the US. But here's the thing. A lot of times people tell me, oh, must be nice. You've got a nice house. You've got all this stuff. And what they don't realize was the struggle that it took to get there, right? I didn't always have this nice background here. I grew up in the projects of Stamford, Connecticut, and my parents came from Haiti in the late 60s. So my dad was making $1 an hour, $1 an hour. And so, but one of the things I learned from my dad, an immigrant who barely talked any English, was the difference between mental and physical poverty. We were physically poor, meaning we didn't have the money. We weren't mentally poor. He just didn't have a vehicle yet. He just didn't understand what his vehicle was, but he knew there was a vehicle. So when I look at my friends that I grew up with in those projects, some of them are still living there today, some 40 years later. They don't even know they're not supposed to be living in the projects. Well, my daddy passed in 2022, I think it was. When he passed, this man who was making $1 an hour, he's got 4 kids. He left a house for each one of us, free and clear, no mortgage. So his vehicle became real estate. He got into real estate. He was making so much money. He paid off the mortgage on every single one of his properties. So not bad from a guy who was making $1 an hour. So I say this, when I started my business, I didn't have webinars. I didn't have people that I can go to and ask information. So it was hard. It wasn't easy. But I'm gonna tell you this, if I, who is the son of an immigrant, can do that, what is stopping you? And the answer is nothing. So I want you to imagine for a second what life would be like if you had the knowledge and the skills required to create an online business. I'm going to let you know something. It's not magic, folks. If you look at whoever is the most successful there are, it's not magic. What they have is knowledge. There's something that they know to do that you don't know to do. If you knew what they are doing and you did the same things, you'd get the same results. So it's only about knowledge. And I'm going to help give you some of that knowledge today. So results are not typical. I do want to let you know that. I'm going to be happy to share with you everything that we are doing, exactly what's working for us. But I do understand that some of you are going to go watch TV after you watch this training. So I can't promise you're going to make $1 million. What I can promise is I'm going to show you what's working for us and my students right now. So if you're looking for a do nothing, sit on your butt, make $1 million program, you might as well check out right now, because that's not what I'm going to show you. And what I want to do is give you a realistic way to build an online business and have the goals of growing that over the next 1 to 2 years. Notice I didn't say make $1 billion by next Saturday, right? So although what I'm going to show you is going to be the easiest thing that you're going to come across, you are going to have to invest some time and some thought to make it happen for you. So the word of today is head blown. Write that down. And what I want you to do is, if there's anything that I show you today that you're like, oh my God, I never even would have thought of this, I want you to type head blown in the chat. So what is this business that we're talking about, right? Guys, it's an Amazon business, but it's not Amazon the way that you know it. It's not Amazon the way that you've been taught. We stumble upon this completely by accident. And the crazy thing is, it had been sitting underneath my nose the whole time. I wish I would have started 15 years ago, but I didn't think about it. And if I am a marketer, I didn't think about it. Guess what? None of your competitors are thinking about what I'm going to show you either. Now, if I'm going to start a business, why start an Amazon business versus any other business, right? All the things I could do. Why Amazon? Why? Amazon has millions of buyers, hungry buyers, who go to that website for the sole purpose of buying. I mean, think about this for a second, right? There are people, and I'm one of them, we pay Amazon for Prime. I think it's $170, $200 a year is what the Prime membership is. What is Prime? Have you thought about that? We literally pay Amazon and Jeff Bezos money for the sole purpose of giving them more money. Think about that. We pay for the privilege to give him more money. That's why you want to be in front of the Amazon customer, because the Amazon customer is not like traditional customers. These are rabid buyers. The only thing that's missing is you need to be in front of them yourself. So what are we going to cover today? Secret number one is how you can build a business fast, even if you have zero marketing experience. I know it doesn't make any sense. Number two, small untapped markets are more profitable than larger markets. I know, sounds crazy. But this is going to be the secret sauce. It's an untapped category on Amazon that is way easier and more profitable than any other category on Amazon. And that's the secret sauce. So let's break this down. Secret number one, how can you build a very profitable and successful business in no time, even if you have zero marketing experience? Well, how do you build a business without having to spend 90 hours a week doing it, right? Most internet marketers think the only way to make money online is to go out and work 90 hours a week, go crazy, build these complicated funnels and do all this stuff. Here's the thing. You can actually build a business with very little effort and very little time if you learn how to leverage existing resources instead of creating them from scratch. So what do I mean? Well, Amazon is that resource. You can build your business from scratch, or you can leverage what's already existing in the Amazon ecosystem. Right? Look at it this way. Right now, you're watching this training. Your computer's powered. Your phone is powered. Did you go in the backyard with a bucket of water and you took some neutrons, protons, electrons, you put them in some water, alkaline water, and say, let me make the electricity so I can power my device? No, you took a plug, you stuck it in the wall, and you siphoned off some of the power from the grid. You don't even know how it got into the wall. And nor do you care. Are you going to call your builder and say, hey, can you tell me how you got that electricity in the wall? No, you don't care. What you do care about is the fact that you can take some of it and use it for your own benefit. Amazon is that grid, right? Amazon has the ecosystem. They've got the customers. Like I said, they've got millions of customers who are already going there. I don't have to send the customers there. Amazon, for the most part, doesn't sell anything of their own. 90% of what Amazon sells is your products and my products, right? Jeff was very smart. He's like, hey, look, I'd rather take a small percentage of everybody's sales than try to get 100 million products to sell on my own, right? He makes more money that way. We make more money and can share in the pie. So Amazon pays for the ads. If you see an ad somewhere promoting an Amazon product, 90% of those are being paid for by Amazon. Let me ask you this. Who do you think is going to get a better price point on ads with Google, Facebook, YouTube, Bing? You and I, or Amazon, who's doing 10 million clicks a day? They're going to get way better prices. So Amazon figures, Well, if I'm going to make $10 on this product, why don't I spend $1 or $2 and get more sales? So Amazon is going to advertise for you on your behalf. Amazon also does retargeting. So for those of you who aren't sure what retargeting is, imagine you're on a website, you're looking at a red Toyota, you don't buy the Toyota, you leave, you go to another website, you're looking for a purple couch. Well, once you get to that purple couch, here is an ad for the red Toyota. And you're saying, well, how the heck did the purple couch people know that I was looking for a red Toyota? That's called retargeting. So Amazon will pay for the ads that follow you or your customer around everywhere until they buy your product. The other way that Amazon does retargeting, and this is genius, is if the person is logged into their Amazon account when they look at your product, when they leave that website and they didn't buy your product, that evening, they get an email from Amazon, and the email says, hey, Bob, hey, Mary, hey, Sue, I see you were looking at Greg's product, but you didn't buy it. It's still available. Here's a coupon for 10% off, right? That technology is incredible, right? For you and I to create that technology would cost millions. Amazon already has that. Now, the other thing Amazon does is they fulfill the product for you. And here's what happens. So when you make a sale, there's two ways you can sell on Amazon. One is called FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. That means Amazon does the fulfillment. And there's FBM, fulfilled by merchant. So fulfilled by merchant is you make a sale. Amazon says, hey, Mary, hey, Bob, you just made a sale. You've got to go to the post office and deliver this to the product, to the customer. You can do that, but I don't know why you'd want to work that hard. I prefer FBA. So when I make a sale, Amazon sends me an email that says, hey, we've already shipped the product that you have sold. So think about this for a second. Amazon does the marketing. Amazon does the work. Amazon pays for the ads. Amazon does the fulfillment, right? And look at this. Here's an example of a screenshot from my computer. Notice what it says. Amazon has shipped the item you sold. Amazon has shipped the item you sold. Amazon has shipped the item you sold. Nowhere in there does it say, you need to go ship the item. It's already done. Okay. So that's the beauty of it. So here's the question. How much easier is it for you to succeed when you have a partner who's willing to do most of the heavy lifting, right? It is way easier to succeed. So secret number 2, instead of one high volume, super competitive product, you are better off in several smaller niche markets that nobody cares about. So what do we mean? What do I mean by that? How do you build a business without having to fight the competition? Right? We don't want to fight the competition. Most internet marketers think that the only way to make money on Amazon is you've got to go out and find some super hot, very competitive product that millions of people are looking for. There's some truth in there, but there's a lot of work in that as well. So instead of one product that's making you, that's very competitive, high volume in sales, you're better off in several smaller niche markets that nobody cares about. So what do I mean by this? Think about it this way. Products that have massive sales will have massive competition. And those competitors are not going to let you walk in there and take the sales from them. So it's going to be very difficult for you to compete in those markets. So instead of one business or a business with one product making all of your sales, well, what if you have 10 products making all of your sales? So instead of relying on one thing that 10,000 other people are competing against you, you're in 10 smaller markets making the same number of sales, but you've got no one competing against you. And here's what happens. Small markets like this are a waste of time for the big players. So think about this. Amazon is like a gigantic super affiliate, right? Think about, the Amazon board, they're sitting around the table and somebody says, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we can sell some product and make $10,000 a month in revenue? That would be amazing. Could you imagine the board of IBM having that conversation and that board member actually still being in the company after that, right? It's not worth their time. I mean, the security guard at the front desk probably costs more than that per month. Imagine someone who's a ClickBank affiliate. They're making 6-7 figures a year as a ClickBank affiliate. They don't want to waste their time on a product that only makes $2,000 or $3,000 in a month. It's not worth their time. But what happens is if you got several of those, it works better for you. So here's the other thing. When you're not in the markets where you're fighting the big boys, the big players, guess what happens? You rank instantly and you make money much faster than if you're trying to go after markets that the big guys are in. So remember this, much easier to make $5,000 than it is to make $50,000, right? Much, much easier. So I want to give you an example of some math I did for myself, right? I said to myself, what if I have 10 products that make me just 2 sales a day each? And 2 sales a day for a product, it's not successful, right? But if I can do that 10 different ways, 2 sales, and each one of those is $27 a piece. Well, guess what? I'd be making $540 a day. So what I want you to do is take the time and think, well, what is your number like? How many products would you like to have, and how many sales would you like to get per day? And say, well, if I'm making $10 a month or $10 per sale or 15, whatever that math is for you, and then say, well, what does that number look like, right? So much easier to do that than it is to try to get one product to do $540 per day. So secret number 3, there are massive untapped categories on Amazon that are way easier to make money in than others. So let's talk about this. Most internet marketers like to follow the herd, and they like to sell the same things that everybody else is selling. Problem with that is most marketers now think Amazon is saturated. Well, of course it's saturated. You're selling the same, gloves and hats as everybody else is. Well, of course you're going to struggle to make sales. Well, this is what I discovered accidentally, and that is selling high-end information courses on Amazon is completely untapped and wide for the picking. Guys, did you hear what I just said? Selling high-end information courses on Amazon. So what do I mean by this? What is information? Information is teaching people how to solve their problems, how to do X, how to do Y, how to do Z. I mean, what is college? College is nothing more than a very expensive 4-year information product. That's what college is. But here's the thing. Information has been here for thousands of years, and it will continue to be here for thousands of years. And information, way easier to sell some information than it is to sell a blender, right? So millions of people actually go to Amazon every single day, and they're already searching for information. Think about Kindle. Think about the books. So what does that mean? I don't have to convince them to go do it. They're already doing it. All I have to do is position myself in front of them, right? Now, what's the problem with Kindle? What's the problem with books? There's 2 of them. One is competition. There's millions of Kindle products and there's millions of books that you're going to have to compete against. So some of those markets are pretty saturated. And there's another one. They are cheaper products, right? How much does a Kindle sell for on average? $2, $3? But here is the secret sauce. You can now repackage your content as a physical course and then place them on the physical side of Amazon. Listen to that. Make your content physical and place it on the physical side. Why do you want to be on the physical side? Because it's 10 times bigger than Kindle and books anyway. Plus, you're next to where the people are spending the money, right? They're buying the $100 blenders, the $1,000 washing machines, and the $2,000 TVs. Think about it this way. You want to open a jewelry store. Do you want to open your jewelry store in the same parking lot as the Walmart and Sears? Or do you want to open your jewelry store in the same parking lot as the Louis Vuitton store? Well, I'd rather be in the Louis Vuitton because I know the person coming to buy the Louis Vuitton is about to drop $10,000 on a bag. If they come into my store, they may drop $10,000 on a piece of jewelry. Whereas if I open in the same parking lot as the Walmart store, the only thing I'm attracting is the people who aren't looking to spend money. That's why you want to be on the physical side. Now, so remember this. I took one of my products that was an ebook in the Kindle store. I made it physical. I put it on the physical side. I didn't change one word. All I changed was the format. I am now able to, I was selling that for $2.99 is what it was selling all day on the Kindle. Now it sells anywhere from $27 to $47. Same product. All I changed was the format. So now I know you're wondering, well, what are these formats? What does a physical format look like? All right. The first one, and this is going to be a head blown moment, guys. The first one is an audio CD. Yep. A good old regular audio CD. Now, before you say no one buys an audio CD, I already know what you're thinking. I'm going to show you some other formats as well. But an audio CD can hold about 1 hour worth of content. So how long does it take to make an audio CD? It's 1 hour, not a trick question. Now, then there is a DVD. A DVD can hold about 3 to 4 hours worth of video content. Now, how do you decide between an audio CD and a DVD? The difference is if I can teach it to you and I don't need to show you anything, I can do it as an audio. if I need to show it to you, I'd have to do it as a video. So an example would be, I can teach you how to, lose weight in an audio CD. There's nothing I need to show you, but I can't teach you how to draw in an audio CD. I would have to use a DVD to do that. Okay. Now, again, but Greg, I know nobody buys audio CDs. No one uses CDs or DVDs anymore. I'm going to let you know what. Some do, some don't. So what? I am not selling to the people who don't. I'm selling to the people who do use audio CDs. Guys, remember something. There's a lot of baby boomers out there. There's a lot of people who are in their 30s and 40s who grew up with DVDs and CDs, right? They still exist. So before, again, you say it doesn't, here's what I like to do. Let's go to Amazon and let's take a look, right? Right now, Amazon actually shows us the number of searches for the previous month for most products. So if it shows 200, it means anywhere from 200 to 300 people purchased a product. So let's go to Amazon and let's take a look at what's happening on Amazon. Now, before I show you what I want to show you, let's go to Amazon and type in, do you guys remember a 3.5-inch floppy disk? I haven't seen one of these in probably 10 or 15 years, but here's what I want you to see. Look at this. 100 people bought this pack of floppy disks last month. 50 people bought this floppy disk reader. This one sold 50. This one sold 2,000 units last month. This one floppy disk reader did $35,000 in sales last month. Is that a head blown moment, guys? Type that in. How about this? Let's type in cassette. Okay, look at this. Maxwell sold 4,000 units of that cassette last month. That's $50,000 almost in sales the previous month for a cassette. When was the last time you held a cassette? Remember, some do, some don't. So what? I don't care about those who don't. Now, let's look at what I want to show you. Let's type in weight loss DVD. Is anyone looking for information on weight loss in a DVD format? And are they going to Amazon and are they buying it? Well, let's take a look. 100 people bought this DVD last month at $22. Now, what does that come out to? $2,200 in sales. Am I going to retire off of that? Heck no. But if that was your product, well, how many of these would you create? Right? Wouldn't you create more than one? Let's take a look at some other ones here. 100. This one sold, look, 300 units sold last month at $19.22. So what does that come out to? That's like, whoever's good at math, do the math for me, guys. Is that like 8,000 or something like that is what that equates to? Look at this one, 300 at $19. Look at this one, 400 units at $29. That's $12,000 last month. This one is only 100, but look at the price point. Remember what I said, high end? So this is a $53 product. This one sold almost $6,000 last month. This one is 50 units only, but it's $50. So they did $2,500 in sales last month, right? Let's take a look at, let's type in, all right, look at this, chair yoga DVD, 800 units sold at $20. That's $16,000 in sales the previous month. This one, 800 units at $20, did 16,000 units per month. This one did 700, so that's 14,000 units or dollars the previous month. This one was 12,000. As you can see right now in front of you guys, people are buying CDs and DVDs on Amazon. Let's look at something weird. How about line dancing DVD? I know you guys are line dancers. Don't be shy about it. Look at that. 50 units at $19, 50 units at $19, 100 units at $19. So all kinds of opportunities when it comes to different niches. So guys, let me also show you this. This is a tool I use to get keywords and give me the volume of how many units have been searched on Amazon the previous month. 421,000 people searched for CD, 341,000 searched for a CD player last month. DVDs, we have 575,000 searched for a DVD and 268,000 searched for a DVD player last month. Okay, look at 2024, we have PlayStation and we have the Xbox, right? So PlayStation sold 63 million units and Xbox sold 33 million at the end of 2024. That's a total of almost 100 million units. What do you see each one of them has on the bottom right? Guess what that is? A Blu-ray player. That's 100 million new Blu-ray players out in the market in the last year. So do people have the ability to play DVDs and CDs? Yep, they do. And even the younger folks, because they're the ones getting the Xboxes and the PlayStations. So do people buy DVDs, CDs today? Yes, they do. So, but there's other formats. Guys, you can do a USB, right? 90% of devices today still have a USB drive, so you can connect a USB to it. How about, something like a flash card? What are flashcards? Flashcards are nothing more than words on a piece of paper. Let's take a look. Let's go to Amazon. Let's do ABC flashcards. Look at that. 1,000 units sold last month at $14. That's a $14,000 product. So as you can see, yeah, even flashcards are selling like gangbusters. Anyone could read a flashcard. It's just words on paper. Let's continue with paper. How about posters? You can actually sell posters on Amazon with content on them. And then you've got something called a cheat sheet. Now, some people call them quick study guides. I'm going to tell you what I like about them. They're small. They're only a little sheet of paper with words on it, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper with words on it. How long would it take you to create a sheet of paper with words on it and sell it, right? I will let you know that a cheat sheet that I've sold, and I've sold it for the past 10 years, it's a $17 product, and I've sold over 70,000 units of that product, okay? I don't know what the math comes out to, but it's just a sheet of paper, and I actually paid someone $50 to design it for me. Okay, so guys, the cheapest item on this page will cost you about $18 to duplicate. The most expensive item on this page will be about $2, and that's your poster. Cheat sheets are very cheap. You can get those as little as 14 to 18 cents. All right, now we've also figured out how to sell high-end, high-priced, fully downloadable products on Amazon as well. And at the same time, be able to build a list doing that. So let me explain that process. So think about it. You create your product. $27 to $197 product that you create. And then what you're going to do is you are going to upload your content to your website, right? So you're not sending a DVD, you're not selling a CD or cheat sheet. The content is on your website. So now what happens is you're going to send a box of your login information to Amazon. And then Amazon, which costs you about 5 cents to make that, then Amazon sends that to the customer for you. And then they go to your website and download your content or their content. Guys, that is hot, right? So I've only seen one other person on Amazon who is doing the same thing. That's how unique that is. So let's go over a 4-step process on how you're going to build your Amazon business. Very simple. Guys, by the way, is this a head blown moment, what I showed you here? Let me know in the chat box if that is a head blown moment. Physical products on Amazon. Okay, so 4-step process. Step number 1 is you're going to find a hot niche market. Step number 2, we need to determine, is it already selling and making money on Amazon? Number 3 is, can I rank? Because if I can't rank, what's the point? And then the last step is I'm going to go out and create my content. So let's break this down. Notice I did not say, can I drive traffic? Can I do marketing? Can I create a landing page? Can I do yada, 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 yada? None of that stuff exists. I don't need it anymore. Now, if I was going to build something and sell it on my website, sure, I needed it. But now we don't need that anymore. So let's find a hungry market. And notice I didn't say, let's create a hungry market. Let's find it. It has to already exist. So what do all lucrative niche markets all have in common? Guys, it's easy. Someone is already selling to them very successfully. Okay, so let's use AI to find a hungry niche market with something that I call a power word. Now, a power word is a word that lets me know that people are looking for information, and they're looking for information to solve their problem. So one of those power words that I like to search on is how to. So I'll go into my keyword tools and I will type in the words how to. So let's go to AI, who is way smarter than all of us combined, and let's see what AI tells us. So here we are at ChatGPT, and look at what I asked ChatGPT. I said, can you give me a list of 10 to 20 how-to information-based courses that have all sold more than 50,000 units, include the name of the course and where it's being sold? Guys, you see what I just asked ChatGPT is? Show me where the money's at. If they sold over 50,000 units, why can't I sell 20,000 units? I'm not going to waste my time trying to sell something that's not already proven. So look what it told me. Tableau 2020 sold 210,000 units. Excel, 128,000 units. Financial analyst course, 247,000. The complete financial analyst training, 182,000. Investing in stocks, 111,000. Reiki, 134,000. Becoming a super learner, speed reading, 160,000. Okay. Then I said, okay, that's cool. Well, give me a list of niche markets that someone would go to Google and then they would start their search with the words how to, right? Remember I told you the power words. So how to. Give me 20 and include the search term. Let's take a look. How to lose weight, 150,000. How to make money online, 110,000. How to start a blog, how to meditate, 80,000. How to cook, 75,000. How to play guitar, 70,000. How to code, 65,000. How to knit, 60,000. How to garden, 55,000. See, the ChatGPT and the AI just went and told me what are the problems people are looking for, and I could see how many searches per month are actually being done on those products as well. So that is the power of using AI to go out and tell you what's the hungry market. Okay. Now here's some other examples of power words. How to grow weed indoors for beginners. Look, a lot of these countries and states are legalizing marijuana, so people that want to learning how to grow weed indoors. And you just can't make this up. When I did this in Google, the other top search was how to grow weed outdoors for beginners. Got a lot of weed heads in the world. How to eat clean, how to edit videos. Guys, why do you think people want to learn how to edit videos? Why do you think that's a big search right now? Let's take a look in the chat and see what you guys have typed in. Let's see. Okay, Martine said head blown, love it. What do you guys think are some of the reasons why how to edit videos is huge? Okay, nobody's guessing it. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay, getting social media. There's one thing. You guys ready for it? Everybody wants to be a YouTube star. Everybody wants to be an influencer. So what are they doing? They're going into Google and they're saying, can I learn how to edit videos? It makes sense. That's a great course to sell. Now, would that have been a great course to sell 10 years ago? Probably not. Today, everyone who's 18 and up wants to be an influencer. It's an amazing course to sell to those people now. So how to edit videos, how to fall asleep. If you've got insomnia, what would you pay for a good night's sleep? Right? How to get rid of bed bugs. You own an Airbnb and there's bed bugs. How much does that cost you? Would you pay me $47 for a course to teach you how to get rid of bed bugs? 100% you would, right? How to get rid of acne. Proactive is not the multi-million-dollar organization they are, because people aren't buying acne products. They are. How to have twins. Guys, I know how to have twins. We dim the lights, put on some Barry White, maybe get a little glass of champagne, some chocolate strawberries. We're going to have some twins. In fact, that's my next product. I'm looking for some volunteers who want to help me make that product. Oh, yeah, my wife would kill me if I did that one. But seriously, people search for how to have twins. If you can't have kids, is that a big problem in your life? Right? It is. How to install a toilet. Ooh, you're a do-it-yourselfer. You go and install that toilet, but you forget to put the flange or maybe the seal right, and that thing starts to leak all over your hardwood floors. How much does that toilet cost you now? Right? You just lost $5,000 worth of hardwood floors. So would you pay $50 to go learn how to do it right? 100% you would. How to improve your credit score, right? Look, we've come off of 2 recessions in the last 10 years. You think some of those people might want to plan to buy a house, but the credit score is a little bit lower than it should be. And maybe if they learn how to improve their credit score, instead of paying $2,000 a month, they'd be paying $1,500 a month. Would that person pay you $50 to learn how to do that? 100% they would. So how to lose weight. Now, remember I talked about going up against the big boys. If you go into the how to lose weight market, you're going up against the big boys. You're going to fight. But if you go into how to lose belly fat, those aren't the big boys. Now you're going up against the mom and pop. That's a whole lot less competitive than trying to fight the people who are in the weight loss market. I'd love to be in weight loss, but the competition is going to take me years to get there. Okay, so we've decided we're going to sell a course on how to install toilets. Now the question is it already selling on Amazon? So why do you want to sell where the competition is? Guys, type that into the chat box. Let me see what you guys say. Why do you want to sell where the competition is? Type that into the chat box.
Man, I'm sitting here and I'm like watching this and I'm just mind blown at all these different ideas. And that's why I was telling everybody that it's so innovative to think that you can take this concept and put it in a physical mode. Like one of our clients is already saying, hey, I already do this kind of yoga. I could make a DVD. Never thought of that. I'm like, who buys DVDs? Who buys cassette decks? Who buys this stuff? And I was just looking under, how to improve your credit on Amazon. Like it's all kinds of stuff over there. So everyone's a little bit behind, but here they're coming in.
Yep. So I see the buyers are there. You guys are all right. There's another secret reason. Let's see if anyone's going to get it. Let's see. Why do you want to go where the competition is? And it's true. It's because the buyers are there. Just need expertise. So let me tell you guys what the answer is. You ready? So you can copy. Okay. Let's be politically correct so we can model after. Because think about it. If you find a product on Amazon and they did $1 million in sales, what did they tell you? They told you what to sell, where to sell it, how to sell it, what the price point should be, what the graphics on the cover should be, what the color of the cover of the product should be, and then you can buy the product, what the content should be. Guess what? They just took months of work off of your plate. They've already done 100% of the heavy lifting for you. That's why you want to sell where the competition is. They do all the work. So for me, the only thing I'm going to sell is what's already selling and making money on Amazon. If somebody else is not making money on it, I'm a smart guy, but I don't want to be the first person. It's too much work being the first person. So if they're making money on it, here's the question. Can I? Right? If they're making money, why can't I make money? Right? What's different? Am I going to put up a product and say, hey, don't buy mine, buy theirs instead? No, right? All I have to do is rank. As long as I can rank, then I can make money just like they are. So we're going to install, we decided we're going to create a course on how to install toilets. We found out it's making buku money on Amazon. Now the question is, can I rank on the first page of Amazon pretty quick? So Amazon's algorithm is pretty simple. It's all in the keywords. And I'm going to tell you where the opportunity exists. Most people who sell on Amazon, or most people who search on Amazon, they search for a solution for a problem. They go to Amazon and say, oh, how to get rid of back pain, right? Now, that's how the people search. Most of the people who sell back pain products on Amazon, what do? They go on Amazon and they say, hey, I've got ABC back gizmo. Well, I don't even know ABC back gizmo exists. How can I even look for it? So what does that do? That creates a huge vacuum and an opportunity for smart marketers like ourselves. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. I'm going to show you 2 titles for a product, and the product is a time management course. Okay. And I want you to tell me, which title do you think is better? Is it A or is it B? And then I want you to tell me, why do you think it's A and why do you think it's B? Now, let me throw a monkey wrench. Both titles are amazingly good titles. Like if I use them on a print ad or somewhere like that, both would probably do equally well, but it wouldn't work the same way on Amazon. So is it A, how CEOs get more things done in an afternoon, the secret to super productivity? Or is it B, how time management course for CEOs, how to increase productivity and get more things done in an afternoon? Type that into the chat box. Do you think it's A or B? And why do you think it's A and why do you think it's B? Let's see what we get. Don't be shy.
No, and with StreamYard, there's a little bit of a delay. But see, and I want to give you my opinion because I'm an opinionated guy.
Okay.
I would have said B, but after listening to you, I'm going to say A.
Okay. Okay. So why do you say A?
Here they're coming in. You see them? B. Michelle says B. Brian says B. It has more keywords in the title. Yeah, because it's like you had the keywords in the title.
And
B says afternoon. I don't know what that means.
This is the first time I've ever done a live webinar and somebody got the answer right.
Which one was it?
Michael, is B. So let me show you why. Even though A is an amazing title, so Amazon has no idea what's in your box when you send it to them. They don't know if it's cars. They don't know if it's pencils. They don't know if it's t-shirts. So how do they know what's in your box? Based off of what you tell it. And that's in your title. So look at title A. What is that for? I have no idea. There's not a single keyword in that title. Now look at title B. If I'm selling a time management course. What's the first 3 words? Time management course. So if they go to Amazon and they search time management, they're going to find us. Time management course, they're going to find us. How to time management, they're going to find us. Increase productivity, they're going to find us. How to increase productivity, they're going to find us. Those are all keywords.
Get more things done. Yep, I get it.
Yeah. So A is sexy, but there's not a single keyword in there to identify what's in that box. So what does that tell you? Your competition on Amazon is not the market, it's your keywords. In other words, weight loss is not your competition, it's your keywords in the weight loss market. So your goal as a smart marketer on Amazon is to go out and find the keywords that are getting traffic, but the competitors and competition is not using it. I was helping someone last week. Actually, it was my wife's cousin, and he's launching a cheat sheet product. And do you know, within 5 days of going live and sending his product to Amazon, he's already made it to the first page of Amazon. Why? Because we pick keywords that are getting traffic and has no competition. He's already gotten 2 sales. So that's the power of picking the right keywords. Okay, so we've picked our product. We're going to sell how to install toilets. It's selling like gangbusters on Amazon. And we just found out, oh, shoot, we can rank very fast for it. Now it's time to create our content. Okay, now, did you notice content is the last step, not the first step? Greg, you and I have been doing this for 20 years. What do we always see? The first thing people do is, let me go create my content, or let me go get my product, or let me start selling. And then they say, I wonder why it's not selling. Because you didn't find out if anybody wants it first.
Yeah, no, it's all about selling it first and then figuring out how to deliver it second.
100%. So most people create their content first. Me, I only create the content once I know I have a winner on my hands. I'm not going to even touch the content until then. Content doesn't exist until I know I got a winner on my hand. Okay. So now I would tell you this, don't reinvent the wheel, repurpose what's already out there. Notice I didn't say copy what's already out there. I don't believe in copying people's stuff, but there's nothing wrong with reading 2 or 3 books and creating your own version of some topics. Okay. So I will use other people's content, repurpose, and create something completely brand new from it. So now what kind of things can we sell? You've got some options. Number one, share the knowledge that's in your head. Maybe in high school, you got straight A's in algebra, you got straight A's in geometry. Maybe you like to scuba dive. Maybe you like to, parachute out of planes. Maybe you can ride unicycles, whatever it is. Share the knowledge that's in your head. It's already in your head. It doesn't take you any amount of time to take a recorder and start talking for an hour to talk about something you already know. Now, maybe you're like me and you got a D in geometry, you got F in algebra. True story, I almost drowned on 3 different occasions, so you're not going to find me scuba diving. I used to be horrendously terrified of flying, so you're not going to find me parachuting out of a completely safe plane with free peanuts, a free seatbelt, and a chair. True story. All those times you used to see me at the big seminar, I used to take a train from New York all the way to Atlanta to get to the big seminar. So I was afraid. So I can't create that. So you know what I'm going to do in that case? I'm going to share somebody else's knowledge. I'm going to find somebody who's a scuba diver and say, hey, can we videotape you under the water? Well, not me. I'm going to get somebody else to videotape them under the water doing their thing. I'm going to get somebody else to videotape some guy jumping out of a plane and creating our skydiving course. I don't got to be the skydiving expert. I just need to know, can I sell it? Okay. Now, so where are some other places where can we get content? We love AI, right? Why do the work? Again, 5 years ago, we had to create the content or get somebody to create it for us. Now we got this little genius called AI, and let me show you. Okay, let's go here and let's do this. Okay, so I told you guys about a cheat sheet, right? So I'm gonna show you what I did. I went to chat and I said, hey, what is the purpose of a cheat sheet or a quick study guide? And I only asked it that because I wanted to see, did it understand what a cheat sheet was? So it told me quick reference, simple learning, time saving, exam tests, task preparation. This is great. So then I took a screenshot of a cheat sheet on Amazon and I sent it to it. And then I said, hey, can you tell this is a cheat sheet? I wanted to see if it could tell what it was. And it says yes. Then I said, can you tell by looking at it how much content is in that cheat sheet? Because I wanted to see, can you create a cheat sheet with the same amount of content as you see here? And it said, yeah, I could tell there's multiple sections. There's dense text, so it could tell. Boom. Now I said, perfect. I'm looking to create cheat sheets with anywhere from 2 to 4 sides. I want to sell them on Amazon around $9.99 up to $15. I would like you to give me 20 ideas for cheat sheets that you can come up with enough content to fill 2 to 4 pages. Notice what I said there. With you creating the content, not me. Don't give me ideas that I got to go get the content. Give me the ideas that you know how to fill the content with similar font size and similar as what you see, as what I gave you. And with the potential to sell 200 or more units per month. So don't give me an idea for something that can only sell 3 units a month. I want something that can do at least 200 minimum. Okay. And keep in mind, you will be creating the content. Look what it said. Mastering math formulas, algebra, geometry, calculus. Where was this when I was failing geometry? English grammar, speed reading, study skills. How about technology, Excel, PowerPoint, Python, Final Cut, Canva. You think Canva is hot right now? You think everybody's talking about Canva? Some of them might need some help how to do Canva. How about marketing? We got social media, digital marketing, e-commerce, SEO, affiliate marketing. Look at this one, digital marketing metrics and KPIs. You can't do internet marketing and not know what your KPIs are. Most people don't know what the KPIs are. That's basically, key performance indexes is what it stands for. But that's like your numbers. What's your conversion rate? What's your ROAS, your return on investment? You need to know those numbers. Well, how do you figure out those numbers? Not very many people know how to do that. So then I said, how many digital marketing metrics and KPIs can you come up with? I thought that's a great product. It said, look, I can come up with 40. And it started giving them. Look, here they are. Form completion rate, funnel drop-off rate. I mean, these are numbers. If you're in marketing, you'd want to know what these numbers are. So then I said, okay, I want you to create me a comprehensive cheat sheet for KPIs and metrics. Do not leave anything out. if there is any extra information you can come up with, then please add it. Think like a teacher. The user needs to know what the metric is, why it's important, and how to measure it, and the formula. Give an example of the formula. So then here they are, and you could see, website performance, traffic volume, total customers, definition, importance, how to measure. Here's the formula. And look, it did it for a bunch of them. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So in less than probably 30 seconds to a minute, it gave me the content for a complete cheat sheet that I can now start selling on Amazon. How long did that take, guys? Less than a minute to do. Now all I got to do is print it, which is about, 15 cents to 18 cents to get done. So guys, AI all the way. How about Kindle? There are plenty of products that are selling on Kindle that are doing fantastic already on Kindle that you can now say, well, can I create my own version? If it's already successful on Kindle, which is on Amazon, why would it not be successful if I turned it into a cheat sheet, if I turned it into a CD or DVD? Okay, you can create it yourself. Again, if you got the knowledge, create it yourself. Nothing wrong with that, right? Or if you, again, remember, repurpose other people's content or outsource it. I would rather pay someone $100 and let them do the work for me. Now, PLR, for those of you who don't know what that is, that's private label rights. That's when you can buy the rights to sell somebody else's content. You don't want to do PLR in Kindle, because if you upload an ebook and there's 1,000 other people selling the same ebook, Amazon is going to suspend your account because they don't like too many people doing that. But if you take that ebook, which is PLR, and now you made it a cheat sheet with a CD or a DVD, that's a brand new product. Number two, because it's not a digital ebook that Amazon could read, Amazon has no idea what's on that cheat sheet, what's on that poster, what's on that CD. So you can use PLR if you're going to repurpose it the way that we teach you guys to do. The one that I really like is license. Here's why. People who make content for PLR typically don't create the best PLR content. They just go out and create something just to sell it. But licensing is when I go to someone and say, hey, I see you're selling X. Would you mind if I sell it too, and I'll pay you for that? So that person created their content because they wanted it to be good. They're selling it for themselves. They had no intentions of selling the rights, but because I happen to call them, some say yes, some say no, right? So I like licensing because I get really, really good content when it comes to licensing. Then there is partnering with someone, right? If I have an idea for something, I'd rather pay the person to create the content for me, so pay them one time. But if somebody approaches me and it's their idea, typically I will partner with them there because they're bringing me into their project. But like I said, you look at something like the skydiving, I can partner with somebody who is a skydiver. So your goal is not to make $1 million by next Saturday. Your goal is 5 to 10 courses over the next 1 to 2 years that you can build, and then little by little you do more. In 10 years from now, you should have 40, 50, 60 of these on Amazon that's selling for you day in and day out. And guess what? In 10 years, maybe CDs don't exist anymore. But guess what? You're ranked on Amazon already. So the format is something, I don't know, maybe the new format is coffee cups. I don't know. Whatever it is, what you're doing now is you're getting your ranking. You're getting your product there. So whatever the format changes in 5 years, you could change the format of the product. That's easy. Okay. So upsells. You got to upsell your customer. They bought some information from you. Guess what? Sell them some new things. So the best person to sell to is someone who's already purchased from you. Well, here's the question. What's the best thing to sell somebody who's purchased content from you? Sell them more content. So basically, you're going to let Amazon drive your sales, and then you're going to use the Amazon delivery system to upsell your customers more products with zero advertising cost. Okay, that's how we're doing it. Now, let me tell you about something I call the kit. A kit is nothing more, it's probably the most profitable thing you can sell on Amazon. I would say less than 2% of the people sell kits on Amazon. So here's the idea behind the kit. Basically, you're going to take 2 products, right? And each product is worth $10 individually. But what you're going to do is put them together and sell them as one. While everybody else is selling one $10 item, you're selling the two together for $20 to $30. In other words, it's a fancy word for creating a bundle. Okay, so let me show you what a kit would look like. Here is an apple. If I came to you and said, hey, I got an apple for sale, give me $5 for this apple, you'd probably say, this guy's crazy. He wants $5 for one apple. I'm not going to do that. Well, here's a gift basket. It's a Harry and David gift basket with 10 apples or 10 pears. Tell me, why are people paying $100, $150 for 10 pears from Harry and David? Because as soon as the human mind sees the bundle, it sees value. And the human mind says, okay, let's pay for it. Okay, that's why bundles work. It's psychologically, it's just innate in humans. So let me show you what a bundle looks like on Amazon. Here's a bundle. This product you're looking at right now is a reading course. And look, it's some cheat sheets, and it's not cheat sheets, but DVDs and some flashcards. That's all it is. You want to know what that sells for? It's $145 today. That's what it's selling for right now. A couple CDs and a couple flashcards. Okay. Which one of these would you pay $100 for? This CD on the left, by the way, I've seen single CDs go for $100. Or this product here on the right. Which one has a higher perceived value? Now, let me tell you something. I didn't tell you the product on the right has more content than the product on the left. They could have the identical amount of content. All they did was, instead of one DVD with 10 modules, you take 10 DVDs with one module each. It's the same amount of content, but it looks like it's a whole lot more, which now I could sell for $100 plus versus something I'd sell for $20, right? That makes sense? You guys get that? Hopefully that's a head blown moment. So guys, let me know. I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction. Are you guys enjoying this training so far? Let me know in the chat while I get a drink of water.
That was another one of those head blown moments where you're sitting here looking at this and you're just going, it goes back to being innovative, and you don't know what you don't know. And I'm starting a new podcast next week, and I got to interview you. It's called The Law of Exposure. Yep. And it's kind of like this idea. You don't know until you're exposed to it. And so now people have products. They have their e-commerce stores. They have their online business. They have their digital products. My son's got some great PLR content. He already does licensing. So it could be some great stuff. So awesome. Yeah.
If we have time at the end, I'll tell everyone how I accidentally came into this. And I may even show a product or two if we have time at the end. Yep. Okay, cool. So we are getting some yeses. Listen, I promised you guys, and you gave me permission to blow your heads away and show you guys something you hadn't been thinking about. So hopefully I was able to over deliver on that. And even I stumbled upon this by total accident. And I am the guy who had sold 100,000 courses online. And I didn't think about distribution on Amazon. Duh. So, and as you can see, most of your competition are not as well. So what did we cover? How you can build a business in less time, even if you have zero experience on Amazon. Secret number 2, small untapped markets are way more profitable than large markets. Why? Because we don't want to fight the big people. We want to go after the mom and pops. And then secret number 3, information is going to be here today. Is going to be here 1,000 years from today. So why information on Amazon? Look, I have a philosophy which has helped me in marketing over the years. When they zig, you zag. Plain and simple. And when everyone, think about, Greg, when was the last time you got a long copy sales letter in your mailbox, a printed version?
I haven't. I can't remember. It's been years.
Did humans stop going to their mailboxes?
Nope. I go to mine every day.
Yeah. But the marketer said, oh, I want to only do online. They're now completely ignoring. Now, if you got a long copy Dan Kennedy sales letter style in your mailbox, wouldn't that stick out like a sore thumb?
Yep. Sure would.
So that's how marketers think. So when they zig, you zag. You want to fly under the radar. Info products are easy to create. It's a 95% hands-off business because Amazon is happy to do it. That's how they make their money. Okay. Don't think they're doing us a favor, by the way. They're making Jeff Bezos is not the richest guy, one of the richest guys in the world for no reason. So he's making his money. He's just allowing us to share in that pie. Amazon gives us distribution. Now, can you go out and do your own marketing? Sure, you can. You probably should do some extra marketing, but it's distribution. It's 100% buyer traffic. People do not go to Amazon to look around. You've got a free marketing team, a very smart marketing team working for you on your behalf, running ads for you. Products are low to create. I told you my cheat sheet that did 70,000 units. I paid about $50 to get that done. You know what would it cost me to import 1,000 blenders? Oh my goodness, that at least, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 to do that. So speed to market. I can come up with an idea today, take out my recorder today. I'm ready to sell by Friday, right? So my speed to market is much faster. And my fulfillment is being outsourced. So customer service, if one of my buyers has an issue with the product, they don't call me, they call Amazon. It's my product, but they call Amazon. So I've actually outsourced my fulfillment as well. And Amazon happens to be the largest content distribution channel on the planet. Nobody's thought about that. See, Amazon has put Barnes and Noble out of business. When was the last time you walked down Main Street in any town in America and you saw a bookstore? I can't even think of the last one that I've seen. So they've put a lot of content distribution channels out of business. So a lot of your competition aren't thinking about Amazon as such. They think of it as the blenders and all of that stuff, but it's really a place to move content. So the number one reason, and this one is going to shock you guys, is conversions. If you're selling a product on a website, a good conversion rate is 1%. 100 people visit your website, one of them buys, that's considered really good. Let me show you this product we're selling. On the low end, 23.9% conversion. We got all the way up to 36% conversion rate on this product. That is 36 out of every 100 people who visit the website or visited Amazon and searched for the product, bought it. Now, let me tell you the best conversion. One of my students in the UK, he's doing 53% conversion rate. So 1 out of every 2 people who look at his listing buys the product. I can't tell you how jealous I am of that. I'd love to get 50-something%. Right? So someone I'm helping the other day, his conversion rate is at 10%, like 10.1%. You know what I said to him? You got to get your conversion rates up. Your numbers are low. We'd never say that in the real world or in, driving traffic from Google or Facebook or those kinds of places. But on Amazon, 10% is terrible, right? So the conversion numbers are great. So guys, no more barriers. You don't need a website. You don't need marketing. You don't need advertising. You don't need search engines. You don't need PPC. And heck, if you cannot spell PPC, don't worry about it. You don't need it. You don't need Facebook ads. You don't need product fulfillment. You don't need Shopify. You don't need ClickFunnels. All the things that have held you back in the past, Google, even competition, you don't have to worry about those things because you just don't need them anymore because Amazon is going to take care of that for you. So let's get a couple things out the way. I'm nobody who's going to buy from me. I'm going to let you know something. My name is not on anything that I sell. I go out and I get something off, the Yellow Pages or the internet. Matter of fact, let me look at one of my products here. I'll tell you. I got Thomas Martin. I have no idea who the heck Thomas Martin is. So my name is not on anything. They have no idea who I am. I live in another country. Would this work? Yeah. Doesn't matter what country you're from. In fact, if you're in Australia, you should be selling in Australia, US, UK, Mexico, Canada, Singapore. You should be in every distribution channel that Amazon has. Because what are we doing? It's just boxes. When you go to mail your CDs, your flashcards, your cheat sheets to Amazon, you got one box going to Mexico, one box going to Canada, one box going to the US. Why not ship it everywhere in the world? Right? You can do that. In fact, Amazon is now working on something they launched recently where you can ship to one location and they will send it all over the world for you. So that's pretty cool. Information is free on YouTube. Why would they buy my stuff? Of course, information is free on YouTube. So is every math problem you're going to get in college is free on YouTube as well. But yet kids are paying $100,000 a year to go to Yale. I want to show you the mindset of what happens. So let's go to Amazon. They go to Amazon and they say, get rid of back pain. Okay. They're not looking for anything in particular, but they're searching. And then they say, oh, look at this. Is it exercise equipment? Oh, there's some lotions. Oh, look at this DVD. 52 exercises I could do to strengthen my lower back. That's what's happening. And they say, yeah, I want this. You see what's happening, guys? They're not on YouTube. They're not going to say, oh, let me go see if I can go get these exercises free on YouTube. That's just not what they're doing. They click on it, and then they end up buying the product. So don't have to worry about what's free on YouTube. What do I know? What can I teach? You don't have to know jack. Only thing you need to know is, can you market it and sell it? And are people looking for it on Amazon? You get somebody else to find content. So there's plenty of markets you can go after and create content in. Look, I can create a product on how to have heart surgery. I'm not a doctor, but I can find a doctor who'd be willing to create the content for me. So again, I have no experience. Can I do this? Yeah. I'm going to tell you what motivated me when I got into this business. It was seeing an 8-year-old girl who was doing $40 a day on Amazon, and I wasn't. That pissed me off. So if an 8-year-old could do it, you can do it as well. I don't have a lot of time. Well, that right there is an excuse. Look, get up an extra half hour early in the morning, stay up an extra half hour in the evening. You can find the time. Now, the cool thing is what we're doing typically, like I tell people, if you spent 2 to 3 hours putting your project together, you did something wrong. I've got projects that I've done in under 1 hour. Okay. So does it require time? Yes. Does it have to be a lot of time? Absolutely not. Can I afford to do this? My question is, can you afford not to do this? But reality is this. If you're going to create your content yourself, it costs you nothing to create that content yourself. If you're going to outsource it or buy someone's content, then you're going to have to go out and do that. But let's say you go out and create the content yourself. The only other expenses you're going to have is going to be your duplication. And I tell people, only make 5 units. So if a DVD costs you $1 to make, I'm only making 5. So that's going to cost me $5. And then I'm going to have someone do my graphics. Well, that's going to be $10, $15. Or GPT is so good now that I can actually have GPT do my DVD covers for me as well. So that doesn't cost me anything. That costs me, I think I pay $20 a month for Chat GPT. So can you afford to do this? 100%. So does this still work today? Well, are humans still looking for content? Do humans still read? The answer is yes. Okay, so we know that's good. Is Amazon going out of business tomorrow? I doubt it. Can they go out of business in 20 years? Sure, who knows? But I tell you what, I'm going to get every dime I can out of them before that were to happen. So, and by the way, and even if they did go out of business, that means somebody else took them out of business. So I'm moving on to the next platform. All we have here with Amazon is distribution. So this still works today and will continue to work. So guys, who wants to take things to the next level? If that is you, let me know in the chat box. Let's see what we are getting. Greg said you guys were awesome. Joel says, mind blown. I love that, Joel. Look, I promised you guys I was going to teach you something. The beauty is the fact that it's right underneath your noses, and it was underneath mine. And like I said, I wish I had started 10 or 15 years earlier. I mean, the number of units I would have sold would have been absolutely astronomical. My top student sold 70,000 units last year for all of 2024 on a flashcard. So there's a lot, and that's in the UK, not even in the US. So there's a lot of opportunities on Amazon. So we're getting some absolutely yeses. Cool. So you guys rock. Let me tell you about our training, which is called the Amazon Masterclass. Basically, it's a step-by-step training program designed for beginners and intermediate marketers who want to create an automated Amazon income stream without spending a lot of money, which is going to allow you to build your online business much faster and without the struggles of a traditional internet business. Look, if you're an absolute beginner, I had you in mind because I'm going to tell you what, it took me a year to take action on Amazon. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was afraid. As much marketing as I did, I was like, I don't know anything about Amazon. I need to stay away from there. And then I finally did it. So I have you in mind. So I made sure that I didn't leave any stone unturned. I want to make sure that we cover everything from A to Z. And my assumption is you've never sold anything online. Now, if you are an intermediate marketer, you're just starting to figure things out, starting to make sense. This is great for you because you can create products and put them on Amazon, and it's not going to take away from what you're already doing, even if you're working a full-time job. Because if a project takes you 1 hour or 2 hours to put together, well, guess what? That doesn't take away from your family, doesn't take away from your main business, doesn't take away from your job. And then you should start sprinkling a few of those out. In a year or two, you may have 20 of those out there. I call them, digital annuities. Okay. Now, if you are advanced, right? I bet you Greg's wheel is turning right now. Greg's thinking, let me put a team together, right? So if you're an advanced person, where you're looking at this and you're thinking is, man, what if I create a content creation team and I have guys doing my graphics, guys creating content? How many of these can I pump out every single month? So whenever I've shown my internet marketing friends, that's what the conversation has been about. So here's what you're going to get with the training. You're going to get the complete step-by-step home study program. I'm going to show you how to find the most profitable niche markets that fall within the realm of what we want. We don't want the big ones where the big boys are competing with us. We want the right sweet spot. I'm going to show you the strategy I use to guarantee success. I've shown you a couple things today, but we're going to go into a bigger deep dive on that. I'm going to show you how to create your content in an afternoon, because who wants to create the content slow and take weeks and weeks to create the content, right? My record is a piece of content that I created in an afternoon, about 2 or 3 hours, and I've probably sold 50, 60,000 units of that product since we had done that. Then from there, how to create kits for maximum profitability. Now, do you have to create a kit? No. Should you create a kit? Yes. Now, I only showed you one version of a kit. There's about 2 or 3 other different versions that are really, really hot that you can sell. In fact, one of my most successful products is a kit. So kits are very, very good. I'm going to show you how to reach customers globally on Amazon, even outside your home country. So if you're in Australia, how do I reach people in America? If you're in America, how do you reach people in Canada? If you're Canada, how do you reach people in Singapore, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to build a buyer list. We really didn't get to talk about that, but wouldn't it be nice if you can build a buyer list that you can market to all over? Or how about this, that you can go ahead and do Facebook retargeting ads on? Wouldn't that be nice? So we're going to show you how to do that. Then I'm going to show you how to find the hidden keywords that will explode your sales. Like I said, Amazon their algorithm is all about the keywords. So I'm going to show you some of the tools that we use that helps us find some of the keywords, and also the keywords that our successful competitors are using as well. Then I'm going to show you how to create your listing. Your listing is what people see when they go to Amazon. So I'm actually going to create one in front of you. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to teach you how to fish. If I teach you how to fish, you can eat for a lifetime. You can make as many products as you want. If I don't do that, then guess what? You're going to create one and then you're going to be stuck. So I want to teach you how to be self-sustaining and create as many listings and products as you want. Then it's how do I rank instantly? I talked a little bit about that today, but we're going to go again much deeper in it so you'll understand how to, like my wife's cousin, how did he rank within a week? So I'm going to show you exactly the process for doing that. And then it's scaling, right? There's about 4 or 5 different ways to scale your business. One of them is going into the different countries, but there's about 4 other ways that are super powerful that we're going to also cover in the training as well. So how is the content delivered? The content right now is inside the members area. You can go at your own pace. So if you want to go through everything today, you can do that. If you want to take your time and go through everything over the next week or 2, you can do that as well. The other thing is you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And I understand that. So we've got a Q&A form inside the members area. So if you've got a question, just log in, submit it. I answer each and every one directly. Now, if it's a question of my username is not working, send that to my admin. But if it's anything about Amazon marketing or anything in sales related, I take care of each and every one of those myself. I do not outsource those. The other thing I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you 2 things. One, I'm going to give you lifetime access to the training. So if you want to come back and get a refresher, you could do that. The second thing is I'm going to allow you and a business partner to be able to log in at the same time. So, and why do I do that? So I've got partners. In fact, I recommend having partners. I think that's great. So I've had partners where we put our money together, we buy a course, we go to log in, and then guess what? And recently I did that with a friend. We bought a $5,000 program. We go to log in and only one of us can log in at the same time. And I thought, boy, that wasn't fair. So I didn't want to do that to you guys. So I allow you and a business partner to be able to log in at the same time. It only makes sense, especially if you're going to go through the content together. If you're looking at something together, it makes sense that you guys are able to do that. Or your place, their place, and you can both log in at the same time and do that. So what are you going to get? The complete step-by-step training. And I want to give you guys some amazing bonuses. One of the bonuses I'm going to give you is called creating a perfect customer experience. I'm big on how you treat your customers. And one of the things that I learned was Amazon, the average product on Amazon sees about 1 minute, 60 to 90 seconds of human interaction. So it's very cold, and people think they're buying from Amazon, but they're buying from me. So what I did was I created something called the Better Customer Experience. Basically, it's a way to humanize the buyer's experience with Amazon. Then what we did was, after we did that, we said, okay, would people give us more reviews if we humanize the experience? And man, was it insane. We went from our first 6 months, we did somewhere between 8 to 10 reviews, and 4 of them were from friends. So that means only about 4 was from customers. So we implemented the Better Customer Experience. The next 6 months, we did like 140 reviews. So 8 in the first 6 months, 140 in the next 6 months. And so it really worked like gangbusters. It cost me $40 in about 30 minutes to implement. And then a funny thing happened. As I got more and more reviews, I got more and more sales. And as I got more and more sales, I got more and more reviews. So it was a great chain reaction, what humanizing the experience does. So you're going to get that as a bonus. So you're going to get the Amazon step-by-step training, and you're going to get the creating the perfect customer experience. And bonus number 2, I'm going to teach you what we do and how we outsource. Now, for most of you, this is not where you're going to start. But once you know what you're doing and you're ready to scale your business, the easiest way to scale your business is let somebody else do the work for you. And so I'm going to teach you what we outsource, where we outsource it, how we get people to give us the best prices. I mean, I'm getting things done for $15, $20. So I show you what to say to people to get them to give you those kinds of prices. So you're going to get the Amazon step-by-step training. You're going to get the creating the perfect customer experience, and you're going to learn how to outsource everything. Now, bonus number 3, remember I told you Amazon is about the keywords. So we built a tool that allows us to dump in a bunch of keywords. It goes into Amazon and it says, hey, these keywords are really bad. Don't use them. You're not going to rank for them. Now, these keywords are really good. You'll rank for them really quick. So the software automates what we used to do by hand. And so I built that for myself, and we're going to give you access to the software as well. Bonus number 4, remember what I said, you want to upsell your customer. And if someone buys content from you, the best thing to upsell them is more content. And the best format to put that content in, how about a membership site? A recurring membership site where you can charge $10, $20, $15, $30, $40, $50 a month per user. How many people would you put into that membership site? Now remember, Amazon is selling your front-end product, then Amazon is delivering your mechanism, which tells the people about the membership site. This is without you doing any marketing or advertising, right? So we teach you not only how to build your membership site, I teach you where to go get content for your membership site and how to put the whole process. And what we say to the person who bought our Amazon product to try to get them into our membership site. Now, this bonus is only available to the first 15 of you who takes action today. I cannot make that available for everyone, only available to the first 15. So you're going to get the Amazon Profit System, creating the perfect customer experience. You're going to learn how to outsource everything. You're going to get the Void Finder software. And the first 15 of you are going to get the Amazon Upsell System, right? So if all you did today, guys, you launched one product, and that one product made you $1,000 a month on autopilot the rest of your life. You didn't create 10 products, 20 products. You just did one. Would it be worth an investment of $5,000? When we do one-on-one coaching, we're between $5,000 and $6,000 is what we charge for that. So would it be worth that? I mean, let's do the math. $1,000 a month times 12 months, 12,000 over the course of 10 years, 1.2 million. If you were going to go into, 120,000. So if you went into the stock market and you wanted to get $120,000 in return, and let's use, I think the average return is 8%, but to make it easy, let's say you're getting 10%, right? What do you need in the stock market to have 120,000 return? You need $1.2 million. And there's people who do that every single day in the stock market, and they think it's absolutely fantastic. So my question is, would it be worth an extra $5,000 investment to make $1,000 a month on autopilot the rest of your life? And the answer should be an absolute yes. But I'm going to do something very special for you guys. Today, we're not talking about our one-on-one program. We're talking about our group training, which is also our self-paced training. We now sell that for $1,497. In fact, I just did a webinar last week, and that is what we sold this training for, $1,497. But I'm going to do something for you guys, and that is because Greg asked me to do it for you guys. So I've known Greg for so long. I said, absolutely. I'm going to give you guys the discounted price that we have. And this price is an expired price, but I'm going to do that for you guys so you can get that here today. And that is, you can get started with the Amazon Masterclass for just one payment of $497. And what you want to do is go to azonmasterclass.com/GW. We're high tech here, so you can guess what GW stands for, but azonmasterclass.com/GW. Now, let me show you what happens once you go there. Okay, this is the order page. You're going to see our logo. You're going to put in your name, your email, your phone number, put in your address and all your information. And here you can choose, you got a couple options, okay? You can choose one pay of $497, or if you want to do a split pay, you can do two payments of $275. Now you can choose to do that with either a credit card, or if you want to do PayPal, you can do PayPal. So one pay of $497 or two pay of $275. And again, you can choose a credit card or you can choose PayPal. Now, depending on where you are in the world, you may see these other options here, which are Affirm and Klarna. Now, I do know everywhere in the US it's available. It's Canada, UK, even Australia, but not everywhere. If you see Affirm and Klarna, what that means is you can actually finance your investment today. So you fill in your information like you did, and instead of card, you choose Affirm. And then once you do that, as you can see, you can do 3 to 12 months for Affirm, which means I think that comes out to like $40 a month or something like that is what you would pay as little as. Or with Klarna, you can do 4 payments, 4 equal payments, or 6 to 12 months. Again, as little as $40, whatever that comes out to per month. So depending on where you are in the world, you may see that. If Affirm and Klarna are not available in your area, you won't see these options. The only options is going to be card or PayPal. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, do we have a money back guarantee? Absolutely. We've got a 30-day money back guarantee. If the Amazon Masterclass doesn't help you exactly as we have outlined here, then please allow me to buy that back from you. No questions asked. Now, I do want to say we like to work with serious people. And the reason why is because I invest an insane amount of time to help you succeed. And I do it for all of my customers. Okay. Like I said, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So yes, we do have a 30-day money back guarantee, but I do like working with people who are more serious. Now, why $497? Look, let's be honest. I could have created something and sold it for $47 and put it on ClickBank or on JVZoo or Warrior Plus or one of those sites. But here's the problem. Problem is, it really wouldn't incentivize me to stack the value to be able to help you. I mean, how much help can I give you if you only pay me $20 or $30 for that, right? There's not much I can invest. So yes, I do understand the option number 2 does require a slightly higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote the time and the resources to help you. When you've got a question, I can answer that question for you. I can call you back and say, hey, here's the answer to that question. So it does require slightly more investment, but it significantly increases your ability to succeed because I can be there to mentor you and help you. I don't take it lightly that you are investing with me. I am very serious when I've committed to be your mentor. So now, do you want to let you know, this is the last time you're going to see that price because we're completely going to get rid of that. And there's no way to go back from the $1,497 price or the one-on-one, which is the $5,000 price. So today, this is your last opportunity to get that. Now, guys, look, we spent the last 60 minutes together. Information alone is not enough. Look, my mentor told me, information is great, but it's not information. It's having a mentor, having someone who can shortcut the process for you and show you how to get there. I didn't get to where I am by myself. Greg didn't get to where he is by himself. We had people that were willing to work with us and help us. So hopefully you see I can be that mentor that'll help you shortcut that process. Now, I do want to do something else. We're only going to allow 25 people total into the program. And let me tell you why. The reason why we can only allow 25 is because there was a point in time I didn't have limits on there. And there was one time we had a lot of people sign up at one time. So what happened when I did that? I spent 3 very hard, miserable months. My wife will tell you I was a miserable grump for those 3 months because I didn't change the level of support. I still gave the same level of support. I just did it 10, 12, 15 hours a day. So I promised her that I wasn't going to do that again. And I promised myself that I wasn't going to do that again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some extra bonuses for being part of the 25. And so part of that bonus is we're going to have some group Q&A calls. So before I tell you about that, let me tell you about this. Fear or curiosity. Do you know every decision you make is based off of fear or curiosity? It's, what if it doesn't work? Or it's, what if this works and changes my life? I've learned years and years ago to live the curious life, and I'm hoping you guys choose a curious life as it's going to help you move forward. So let me show you some of the bonuses, additional bonuses that we're going to have for you guys. One, we're going to have 3 group Q&A calls. First one starting this week. That's another reason why we can only have 25 people, because the group Q&A calls, they're live. They're me and you on a call, and any questions you have, I will be answering those. I don't have a twin or somebody else to answer those questions, and so we can't have 1,000 people on those calls. But on top of that, here's some extra bonuses for the first 15 of you. Remember I said how to sell your content digitally on Amazon? I may even have one of my envelopes here that I can show you guys. Yep, here it is. So this is what we send to Amazon. See that? It's an envelope. I'm going to show you what we put in this envelope in that bonus. This is worth $47, and we will put 100 of these in one box that goes to Amazon. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Okay, that's for the first 15 of you. Secret bonus number 2, how to create a complete course using AI. We've got a lot of new content that we've put in AI. I mean, I'm using AI left and right. So I thought there's no way that I can not teach you guys how to use AI as well, because it's absolutely changed my life. I wish AI existed 15 years ago. Where you guys stand today, I don't know if you guys understand where you stand today, especially with the power of AI. I mean, this is probably the most important revolution in human history. So you guys have a huge opportunity with AI. So I'm going to teach you guys how to create a course and content, cheat sheets, even flashcards. I'm now working on a flashcard set, and 100% of it was done with ChatGPT. So we'll teach you guys how to do that. Okay, the next super secret bonus for the first 15 of you is I'm going to give you my list of 250 hot niche markets to target. So I made a list of markets, and I vetted those markets. I said, are these good or are these bad? So I got the list of all the good ones, about 250 of them on this list, and I'm going to give that to you. By the way, when I give you this list, it actually has some of my products that we're selling on Amazon on that list. I'm not going to take those out. Now, I'm not going to tell you which ones they are, because I have a feeling that if I do, every single one of you on this training is going to create the exact same product. So what that's going to do is going to create competition for you, competition for me, and competition for everybody. So I'm not going to tell you which ones they are, but I'm not going to take them off the list. So you're getting my vetted list. So what are you going to get, guys? You're going to get the Azon Profit System step-by-step training, creating the perfect customer experience. You're going to learn how to outsource everything. You're going to get the Void Finder software so you can find all the hidden keywords that are great that you have to use. The first 15 of you are going to learn how to upsell your customers into a recurring membership site. You're going to get the live group calls. You're going to get access to 3 live group calls with me. The first 15 of you are going to learn how to sell your products digitally on Amazon, have it fully downloadable, and build a mailing list. You're going to get the first 15 of you are going to get the 250 hot niche markets. And also the first 15 of you are going to learn how to create your course and your content, cheat sheets, flashcards, even posters using AI. So again, all you want to do to get started for just one payment of $497 is go to azonmasterclass.com/GW. Now, here's a question I get all the time. Is this easy? I'm going to tell you guys something. I didn't get to where I am thinking things were hard. Because if I told myself things are hard, my brain would say, hey, this is hard. You shouldn't do it. Okay? But regardless, I'm going to tell you about my dad. And then I'm going to let you decide what is easy and what is not. My dad came to this country in the late 60s, making $1 an hour. And when he came to the United States, he told me he was calling his friends and he was saying to his friends, you won't believe it. I'm living the life. Because you see, in Haiti, he was making 10 cents an hour. The neighborhood that we had moved into was so rough that we had gotten robbed twice when we were inside the house. They came in the middle of the night when we were sleeping, and they're rummaging through stuff. Think about a burglar who comes in the middle of the night when you're home. So, but my dad told me he called his friends and he told them, you know, I went into the bathroom and then there's a toilet and I pressed the button and the poop went whoosh and disappeared into the ground. I don't even know where it went after that. Because, you know, in Haiti, there wasn't toilets back then. There was outhouses. And if you've never been in an outhouse, I promise you don't want to go to an outhouse. In the 4th grade, we went to Haiti to visit. And we go to my grandmother's house. And you know, I'm a city guy. I'm growing up in Stamford, Connecticut. I said to my grandmother, hey, I need to use the men's room. Where's your bathroom? And she takes me outside and she points to a wooden box. And I'm like, what you want me to do with that thing? And she goes, that's the bathroom. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I got to go in the box in the backyard. And she goes, yep. So then I said, okay, I need some toilet paper. Where's the Scotties and the Charmins? You know, where's the toilet paper? So she goes into the living room and she had this cabinet where the plates were. She opens the drawer and she pulls out a notebook. And I'm thinking, is she about to give me directions to the store to go buy some toilet paper? What's she doing with a notebook? And then she rips out one of the pages out of the notebook. And this was full of handwriting. So it was somebody's homework book or something. She rips it out. She gives it to me and she goes, there's your toilet paper. And I was like, what? I'm a city guy. I'm in 4th grade. I knew I never want to experience that again. So my dad now had toilet paper and he had a lever to press the button for the water to go down. He was calling his friends and he was saying, I turn the knob and water comes out of the ceiling and I take a shower. Because you don't have that in Haiti. You do now, but back then, you know what you did? You went to the backyard, there's a basin, you get a bucket of water and you get some soap and you lather up. And when you're done, you put the water over yourself and you clean off. And God bless you if you didn't rinse all the lather off. Now you got to tell your mom you got to go back to get more water and she's going to kill you for wasting the water. Well, now he can turn the knob and unlimited water. So that's hard, people. That's hard. So anything I'm doing online, that's easy compared to what my dad had to do and what he had to do when he came here to the US. I mean, he got on a plane, left his family to come to a country where he didn't know anybody. That's hard. This is easy. We got Amazon doing the work for us. I mean, how much easier can you get than that? So I let you guys decide whether it's easy or not. But to me, this is easy. So money or excuses. When I quit my job, I chose money. Because here's the reality. You cannot have both of these words in your mind at the same time. People who make money don't make excuses. People who make excuses don't make money. You've got to decide what's more important to you. But I'm going to tell you, for me, money was always more important. So whatever I had to do, whatever I had to learn, I did. Okay. So you guys have two choices today. You can do nothing. Go about your business just like you did yesterday. And if you're thinking to yourself, honestly, if you ask yourself, do you feel you have everything in your life that you really deserve? Or is there things that you wish you had that you could say, I don't have them and I should have them? Well, I'm going to tell you something. Today is not the problem. It's not the decisions that you made today that got you there. It's the decisions from yesterday. My dad's favorite word was, it's always about tomorrow. You got to think about tomorrow. That was his favorite word. So the decisions you made yesterday, results are today. If you want the results tomorrow to be different, then today is the day you've got to change and become a new person. Because sometimes to be that new person, you've got to let go of who you was. Like me, I was never a morning person. I hated that. Just wasn't me. I had to learn to get up in the morning because I said to myself, do successful people sleep in or do they get up in the morning? And I said, they get up in the morning. So sometimes you've got to become a new person to be who you want to be. Sometimes you've got to learn new things to get where you want to go. So you've got a choice. Do things as you did yesterday or decide to change and make a different decision today. So you've seen why this opportunity is amazing. It's simple. It's easy. Amazon is doing all the work. You've seen this is easier to do than anything else that's out there. I mean, my goodness, I can make a cheat sheet and start selling that tomorrow. You've seen that even an absolute beginner can do this. I don't need any skills because Amazon's doing the work and I can get somebody to make my content. You've seen this doesn't cost much. I mean, what does it cost to duplicate a cheat sheet, right? It's about 50 cents. If you do it the expensive way, it's 14 cents if you do it in bulk, right? And you've also seen that you're not partnering with me. You're partnering with Amazon. That's a key differentiation. But what I'm doing differently is I'm just the guy that's been doing it successfully, and I've helped a lot of people. And I'm going to shortcut the process for you and show you how to get there faster. So all you got to do is get started. So the only thing left for you to do right now is to take action and go to azonmasterclass.com/GW. And for one payment of $497 is get yourself started. Now, Greg, I don't know if we have any questions, but I do have a couple minutes. If there are questions, we can see and answer.
Yeah, we do have some questions, and let me kind of pull them up. And by the way, on the chat window, I pinned the link to go take Greg up on his amazing offer here. And again, I want to make this comment too, as e-commerce sellers and stuff. The idea that you can mix Amazon into your mix as part of your overall strategy for e-commerce is it's a good one, right? Because Amazon's got all the buyers, they got all those credit cards on file, and that one of the questions William asked, where'd it go? Here it is. So William asked, does Amazon provide the contact information when you make a sale or get a customer?
They used to. So, well, you'll get the name. They used to give you the phone number and they used to give you the address. So here's how you can still get it. If you do FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant, Amazon will give you phone number and then they'll give you the address. The problem with doing FBM is now you got to do the fulfillment. You got to go to the post office and ship the product. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to do the work. But hey, I don't want to do that work. So I would rather let Amazon do the work. Second thing is, if you do FBM, you are not reaching the prime buyers. So you have to be FBA if you want to reach prime. Now, we teach you in the members area how to get their email. So there's some things that we're going to teach you. There's two things that we do. But one of them is get them into your membership site. They got to register to get into your membership site. So you're going to get it. You can get it either way.
Yeah. And with everybody being a Launch CRM customer or a Launch Cart customer, right? You have a little insert in the packages, right, that go out. And then you're going back to Alex Mandossian days, right? And stick strategies with Joe Polish, right? You got to give them the stick strategy to come back, call this number, come back, sign up for your membership site, give them a reason to come back to you. So then the next time you can sell directly and not go through Amazon and build that list of buyers.
100%.
So there's different ways that you're going to learn to doing that.
Hey,
okay.
You want a good laugh?
Yeah.
I got stick strategies right over there somewhere. Let me see, where did I put it? I must have moved it, but I used to have it right over here. So that's funny that you actually mentioned it was the yellow binder. Remember that?
Yeah. No, I actually dug it out and I have all the DVDs and I'm like, man, I need to send these. I don't even have a DVD player in my house. I don't have one here. I want to send them off and get them transcribed, right?
I'm wondering what I did with it. It used to be right over there.
So Matthew says, fascinating class today. We know so much about especially the days, and we create some stuff and someone else's hot topic day. Yep, it's some great, innovative, different way to think concepts. And if I missed your question, just type it back in, like copy and paste it or type it back in a minute, because I'm trying to scroll back through all these comments. There's a lot of them. How about this one? Oh, that's not it. Okay, and then actually Jane asked the same thing. How do we get the customer's information? And again, going back to this idea FBA and not FBA, I think there's and you tell me if I'm incorrect with this. You're going to get access to the prime buyers with FBA, but if you do fulfill by merchant and you're only doing 2 or 3 sales a day, it's no big idea. It's no big deal, right? You can put especially if we're sending a cheat sheet or a laminated cheat sheet, right? It's like boom, 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 and I'm getting back so many memories. How about this one? Do you remember the interview with God?
Yes. What was his name again?
Well, Morgan. But I ended up getting that. I ended up getting that from him, and so I took control and owned that. And we had that was for those of you who don't know, we had this thing called the Interview with God, and it was the very first viral video ever on the internet. Yeah. That thing had 100 million views back in like 1999 or 2001 or 2002, 2003, somewhere in the early 2000s, over 100 million views. And we were sending out books and we were shipping out the books and the tapes and the stuff and DVDs for that property ourselves. So you can do it and then you can get that information. But again, it's really about kind of like putting it as part of your overall strategy is how do I tap into that pool of buyers on the thing. Okay, so William's saying, please discuss Martine's question. Let me see, Martine. I'm looking for Martine.
And while you do that, I didn't even get into using it as lead gen. So let's say you are a coach, a consultant, or you're a real estate investor, right? Well, why not create a low front end product that you put on Amazon? You're teaching them something, but then you turn around and upsell those people into your higher ticket product. We didn't even get into that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're just trying to tap into that big buyer's pool. And Martine asks, and she's asking questions about sending her DVDs to Amazon for fulfillment. So describe real quick FBA and how that works as opposed to, so you have fulfillment by Amazon where you ship them to their warehouse. They pick, pack, and ship it for you, as opposed to you do fulfilled by merchant, just for those that are just new to this. Because we do have a lot of customers, they don't do anything. They've never heard this before.
Yeah. So like, I'm going to show you an example of a cheat sheet. So this is a cheat sheet, right? I think I paid someone $30 to make that one for me. See that?
That's laminated?
Okay, I'm going to give away one of my secrets. I do them as a postcard now.
Oh, nice.
If I laminate them, I got to do the work. Here's one that's laminated. This one is laminated, but this one is a postcard, right?
With like a glossy coating on it.
Yeah, much easier and cheaper to do. So if I was going to do FBM, fulfilled by merchant, so let's say I have 100 of those. If I get 100 sales, Amazon says, okay, you made a sale. I got to take one of these and put it in an envelope, and then I go to the post office or just drop it off in the mailbox. My mail lady will take it and send it to the customer. If I'm doing FBA, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 100 of these, and then I'm going to put it in a box, and I'm going to send the box with 100 to Amazon. Amazon puts that on a shelf, and when someone buys, Amazon goes off the shelf. It takes one, and they ship it to the customer.
Yeah, they actually pick it, pack it, put it in the envelope, put it in a box, depending on if that customer bought anything else from Amazon, they're pick, packing, and fulfilling, and they ship it in an Amazon box. So you save on the postage, but the Amazon's going to charge you that. So describe the postage. When you're doing FBM, you're charging for the postage, so you're getting extra money. Right. So you could say that's enough. Okay, so FBM, you could be like, okay, it's $5.95 shipping and handling, but it really costs you $1. So you just made an extra $4 on the product. But again, with FBM is the prime buyers, you're not going to get access to the prime buyers unless people choose non-prime. Right. We've all been there. And if there's a choice of a competing product, I'm going to choose the prime and have it shipped prime. Right. I will tell you, I can't even think once in the last 5 to 10 years that I bought something that was not prime. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Hey, Keith, I unfortunately, I saw that you just got that ticket. We canceled that event. I forgot to get that done. So call me or text me. Bad news for Keith. Keith literally just bought a ticket to an event that we're supposed to be doing tonight at my office, and we canceled the event for unforeseen circumstances. So, all right, last call for questions. Let's wrap it up and move on. So you guys got to get to the azonmasterclass.com/GW for Greg Ryder, and I will be emailing you guys this list out. How long are we going to get the recording, and how long is this going to be available? So hopefully StreamYard is recording. Yep. Okay, good. And so right now we're at 8 orders. So there's 7 spots left for the first 15. So I know by the time you send out the replays, they're going to be gone. So you guys do want to act fast. Yeah. Yeah, act fast. I'll get the replay out and you'll see what's left because he's doing the limited class. So I sure appreciate it, Greg. If you get out here to San Diego, you got to come out and see our new offices in Carlsbad. And I'm actually planning an event. I should probably have you come speak at my event. Let me know. We're going to do an event. Yeah. Okay, last call for questions. And I love StreamYard for the switching and that was great. The UI. Yeah, no, it's really cool. I don't like it because there's a little bit of a delay. There's like a 10-second delay, and you ask a question, and then you drink water, and no one's answered, and then all the answers start coming in, right? But I don't see any other questions coming in. It was pretty clear cut, pretty simple strategy. And again, it's just one of those things to where Greg is a trusted digital internet marketer that I literally have known for over 20 years. And we go back to, we were involved with the people that invented digital marketing and online marketing, literally. Corey Rudel, Alex Mendozian, Armin Morin, Stephen Pierce. We were involved in the very beginning of this whole world of internet marketing. So
Mike Stewart taught us all how to record.
Exactly. And Rick Raditz.
Rick
did the,
Raditz?
instant audio generator and stuff
Yes,
like that.
sir. Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions coming in. So, Greg, I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'll get the replay out. You can watch the replay again if you want to, but this is a fantastic offer. Try to fit it into your model. Just make it a part of your overall scheme. It doesn't need to be a full-time job, but it should be a part of your scheme to, like, I want to extract buyers from Amazon. So until I talk to you or see you again, do what I do. Wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and tell somebody you love them and you'll have a better day. Signing off.
Goodbye, everyone.